debts you should pay off first, or where you should open a savings account. And that's all for this week's Money Talk Minute with your business leader, Melanie Collette. Please remember to listen to Money Talk with Melanie Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 4 p.m. Central, or 2 p.m. Pacific Time on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Talk Radio.
Hello, I'm Tim Hart. I'm the guy BZ hires due to his shameless contract with the SHR Media Network to voice his promos. He'd like me to tell you that the Bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon radio show can be found on SHR Media Network, Spreaker, and YouTube every Tuesday and Thursday night at 11 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Pacific, featuring right thinking from a left brain and doing the job the American media maggots won't. You'll find that the speech is free, but the drinks are not. There, in the saloon, just when safety pin manufacturers are running out of metal for the diapers of the leftists, BZ is sending his personal drones of freedom into the wheelhouses and ossicles of lovers of sovereignty and liberty nationally and globally. Broadcasting behind enemy lines in occupied California, BZ swears that no rights were harmed in the making of this promo.
Power brokers use corrupt politicians, deceptive Islam, and lies from establishment media to turn the once shining city on a hill into the city of the blind. What do the elites fear? One man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me at SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Spreaker, iTunes, and YouTube for a different kind of commentary on the unpleasant blind guy. Because truth is not always pleasant.
And welcome back. You're listening to Money Talk with Melanie. I'm your business diva, Melanie Collette, and I owe everybody who was watching on Facebook an apology because I cut the last video off early by accident, but I was able to start a new one. That's like the second time I've done that over the last, year that I've had the show. Imperfection. I can't stand it. Not being perfect. Why can't I be perfect? Oh yeah. That's right, because then I'd be Jesus, and that's like sacrilegious. So there's that. As a friend reminded me the other day, I was like, me being a perfectionist. He was like, well, that's not really. If you're trying to be a perfectionist, that really means you're trying to take Jesus' place. Just keep that in mind, Miss Perfectionist. I was like, all right, well, never mind then. Scratch that perfectionist stuff. I'm trying, but I still hate making mistakes. Anyway, well, thank you guys so much. For those of you who came back, thank you. I appreciate it. Now I'm going to have to merge those videos later. Anywho, we're talking to Kesha Denise, who is the owner of Funky Flair Boutique in Atlanta, Georgia. And we've been talking to her about all things business and entrepreneurial. And she is also the host of Convos with Kesha. So I almost said it again. Convos with Kesha. And it's spelled, Convos is spelled with a K. If you're going to Google that and check that out, Convos with Kesha. And so I told her on the other side of the break that we were going to talk a little bit about the podcast now. But before I do that, I want to say hi to Tony and Darius, who just stepped back in, and Katina, hi, who stepped in on the Facey, the second Facey, since I accidentally finished. I don't know why I'm tempted to click that red button for like no reason whatsoever. It's bizarre. Anyway, I want to welcome you. And anyhow, I wanted to talk to her about the podcast portion of what you do. What gave you the idea to start the podcast? And what's it about?
The inspiration came from the fact that, again, I've had the store for 5 years, and I literally, for the past 5 years, whether somebody has walked in the store, sent me an email, or sent me a direct message on Instagram, somebody has always asked me, Kesha, how do you start a business? Or Kesha, what are some tips? Or what should I do? Or where should I get my vendors from? So all of these questions have just been kind of accumulating over time. And I said, you know what? For me, I do believe in God. And I was like, God, what am I going to do with all this information? Everybody is always asking me how to do it because, again, my story is it's a little bit unique because of the fact that I didn't have, an investor. I literally just saved my money. And I said, you know what? I'm going to actually start this podcast, and it's everything that that I embody. I am fashion. It's been in my blood since the age of 2. I am a business owner. I have the mindset, and this is just what I do for a living. And I am all things girl power. I love when women are just doing their thing. Like it's just organic, and it's just inspiring, and it's just awesome. So I said, you know what? Let me just do a jambalaya of the 3 things that are passionate and that drive me. So that's passion, that's business, fashion, and girl power.
I love it. I love it. Now, what exactly is girl power? How do you define it?
How do I define girl power? I define girl power, perfect example. I have a sorority sister. She's actually putting on this big conference. Girl power is me reaching out to her. Yes, she's my sorority sister, but I don't talk to her every day. Me reaching out to her, seeing that she's got this event. Hey, girl, what is it that you need me to help you with? Or what is it that what can I do? Not even on a branding aspect. Let me help you be great. That's what girl power is to me. And just supporting the movement, supporting her cause, just being there for her, whether she needs somebody to talk to vent, her happy moments, her sad moments, or just, giving back, being of service to her. That's girl power to me. And then once this event is amazing, telling people about the event. That's how your network grows, letting people know that you've worked with so-and-so and this is what you're doing and this is what they're doing. So that's girl power to me. Like even, for example, me, meeting you, I'm going to tell everybody that I know that's into politics, hey, you guys, go check out Melanie's show. She's a Republican. It's amazing. You're going to love it. And they're going to, the thing about it is that I've done my due diligence as girl power. Never met you a day in my life. I've seen pictures of you. I follow you on your social media. That's what girl power is. Yes, I'm on your show, but it's going to keep going. I get off with you. Hey, I just was on a podcast. Melanie, talk with Melanie. It's great. She's everything politics. Go check it out. She's everything business. Go check it out. And from that's how it's a chain reaction. So whoever I tell, that person will tell somebody. That person will then tell somebody. So at that point, it's girl power, but then it might even be boy power, man power. It's just the network.
And none of us are against manpower around here. I'm definitely pro manpower. Well, I think sometimes when the reason why I asked how you define girl power is because there's a perception that whenever a woman says, oh, girl power, that means that like you don't like men. No.
Like, I adore men. I especially adore a fine man at that. But it's a fact.
Hey, girl.
It's just uplifting each other because as women, we have so many different challenges that we go through just being a woman. And to know that you can uplift your fellow female entrepreneur or just being there for her, just letting her know that you have her back. That's what that's about. And I know Beyonce, she's got all the girls rule the world, and we do. Sorry, fellas, if you're listening. We do run the world, but we just have to stay united because that's what it's about. I mean, men do it every day. They have a united situation, and women, we can do the same thing.
No, that makes sense. Definitely from a business perspective, I get exactly what you mean. There are some men who know about certain industries, but there's more of us than there are of them. But It's a very male. Still, business in general is a very male-dominated thing.
Right.
So I would think that there are some things that are just indicative of being a woman business owner that you could offer to other women that perhaps a man wouldn't.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely. I think that, a man and a woman, we're all human, yes, but we're just different. There's just certain things that women, we can at times, I hate to say it, we can be a little bit more emotional than men.
No, not me. I'm a total.
Not all. A lot. So I think that when you have, case in point, if I have a intern who actually wants to open up a boutique, I think that she probably will feel more comfortable talking to me versus a man that owns a boutique. He may own a men's boutique, but it's just different. Women, because we can be emotional, the decision that you're going to make in regards to this money move, you need to not be emotional. You need to take yourself out of it and think about the money. You know what I mean? So it's just that, I can't even describe it. It's just girl power.
No,
listen.
No, I think you did a great job answering that question, and I actually really loved your answer, because it isn't, there are some people that, girl power means the exclusion of men, or means that, that men have no value, and
right.
I certainly do not believe that, and
right.
I'm certainly glad to hear that that's not what you believe either.
Oh no.
Yeah. Exactly. No, I love that. But there are some powers that we have that the men folk don't. That's why God made us both. So,
right.
So that's why he made us different. So I completely agree with you on that. When does your podcast air, and do you have guests? What's the mechanics like on your podcast? What exactly do you do? How long is it?
The podcast is every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is actually on my Funky Flair Boutique Instagram page where I go live. And everybody's like, well, why did you decide to do it on your Funky Flair Boutique page versus your Convos with Kesha? The thing about it is that my boutique page has the most viewers and the most followers. So I need to generate that buzz. And once that buzz is like, okay, Convos with Kesha, we're rocking and rolling, then I will eventually transition over to the Convos with Kesha page. 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Wednesday. As of yesterday, it was my 4th week doing it. I debuted December 13th, and it's been absolutely amazing. I've been getting tons of people to send me their emails, asking me different questions about entrepreneurship. Should they open up a brick and mortar versus the online? So it's just really been, it's going great, and it's going bigger than what I thought that it would be, which is awesome. So yeah.
And do people call in, or do you have guests? How does that work?
Well, actually, I'm having my first guest on next Wednesday. I am having a blogger who I absolutely adore. Her name is Dana Bolden. She is the brand ambassador of any and everything that you could think of. She's been featured in Essence, Black Enterprise. She's been featured in, she just was on the Forbes list. Like, she's absolutely just phenomenal. So she'll be my first guest, and that's going to be next Wednesday. So I'm really excited about that.
Oh my God, that's great, and good luck with that. It's a little bit daunting, isn't it? It's a scary feeling, but it's a good scary feeling. Like, it's really weird, because when I get on Convos with Kesha, I have not been nervous about anything since I actually opened up my boutique 5 years ago. Like, literally every time that I get on Wednesdays, about 10 minutes before, I get these butterflies in my stomach, and I'm like, this is a good thing. So I know that I am doing a good thing. This is for, women across the world, not just in Atlanta. It could be in New Jersey. It could be in Los Angeles, Miami, Charlotte, wherever. If you want to open up a business, not necessarily a boutique, when you listen to my show, you should feel empowered. You should be able to want to open up anything, because that's what it's about. It's being an inspiration. That is beautiful. No, and I truly mean that. Like, I'm not being trite when I say that is beautiful. It really is a beautiful thing.
Thank you.
Let me ask you, how can my listeners get in touch with you? How can they listen to Convos with Kesha? All that good stuff.
I can be reached via email, Convos with Kesha. That's KONVOSWITHKESHA@gmail.com, or my actual website, convoswithkesha.com. Right now it's a splash page, but it should be live officially on this Sunday. Yay! Also,
nice.
The weekly Wednesday podcast is every Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's on my Funky Flair Boutique feed via Instagram, and that's at FUNKY Flair FLAIR Boutique BOUTIQUE. It's amazing. The first 2 minutes I pretty much do the intro of who I am and what I do in my background in retail. My level of education in business. I just got my degree back in June with business administration with a concentration in entrepreneurship. So I give that whole story of who I am, and then we get right into it.
I love it. And I posted that stuff in the live stream on Facebook, just so you know. That's why I sounded super silent, because I was going, how do you spell boutique? Oh yeah. Listen, it's you know how nerve-wracking it is.
I trust me, I get it. I get it and understand it fully.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, I hope I'm going to be able to catch your show. I should be able to at some point.
Please do.
I would absolutely love to, and I will make Raina Whitlock, one of my biggest fans. Love her to pieces. Says it's a great show. So I'm glad to hear that. Largely due to my guest, Kesha Denise, owner of Funky Flair Boutique in Atlanta, and also host of the podcast Convos with Kesha. Check it out. She talks all things girl power, fashion, and business, entrepreneurship on her show. Be sure to check it out Wednesdays at 9 Eastern Standard Time. Thank you so much for being on the show.
And thank you for having me. I was totally honored by this opportunity, so thank you very much, Miss Melanie.
Thank you, indeed. And I'm sure I will be talking to you again. I just have a feeling.
Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely. Remember, I want to thank everybody in the Facey chat who watched me today, even though I'm a little bit under the weather and wearing a hoodie, not usually my usual business gear. And and everybody on SHR Media and High Place Pundit Talk Radio, thank you so much for listening. I appreciate you guys' support. My numbers look fantastic. You guys are rocking so hard, and I'm blessed and privileged that you all listen and watch. I don't take that for granted. I want you to know that I appreciate it. And I want you to remember that all of this is very important because after all, it is your money. Have a great night.